Hi my dear students, welcome to English class. Dear students, now we are discussing the journey lesson and this is part 2 of the video. And you know that both our hero and father were going to the bus station and they got tired and they took for a rest. And now from there we will resume the lesson. Go to the textbook students. Now just last 2 lines I'll be rereading it again. In the second page of the lesson, having walked fast, I was tired. Moreover, I had to cross 2 hills on the way up to the spot. I quickly sat down on a rock. My father laughed at my plight because he is doing a white collar job, so he is not habituated doing odd works, and not only that, and physical work he has not habituated, right, doing that. So he got tired so easily. Whereas father, though he is an elderly man, he is every day he'll be doing work on the field, so he's physically fit. So this little distance has tired you. Rest for a while, but we have to be in time for the bus. So they took some time rest, and that time for the first time their conversation is going on. Look into that. Father was quiet for some time. He thoughtfully looked at the sun for a moment. He thoughtfully looked at the sun for a moment. And then his eyes fell on the can of homemade wine that I was carrying. So our hero was carrying a can which is full of homemade wine. Father, as he walked and he got completely tired, so he's feeling thirsty. So father was looking at the can, homemade wine can, and he said, wetting his lips with his tongue, he said in a matter-of-fact manner. So it is giving in detailed way, as if expressing in detail that he's looking at keenly at the can, a wine can, and he says, father says, I'm thirsty. See, friends, sometimes somebody are eating food and we look at the food and some people will say, I'm feeling hungry. So what does it mean that? So it is obvious that we'll be sharing our food that way. So I'm thirsty. I gave him the can of wine. So our hero gave him the can of wine. He poured himself a mug and handed me the can. He took a mug full of wine and that can he returned it to his son. He drank all of it at one go. At one go, he drank all the wine. He then arranged the belt that was attached to the trunk carefully on his forehead. So, this was the picture. My father carrying my luggage on his back and me following him with a tiny bag in my hand. That was the situation. So they resumed their journey. They're walking towards the bus station. They run. We were walking up a narrow hilly road and neither of us uttered a word as if we were strangers. Actually, both are father and son, but in fact, they can speak many things. So father can say that you take care about your health, like that. All he can say, but like strangers, they're not speaking. So this was the picture. My father carrying my luggage on his back and me following him with a tiny bag in my hand. We were walking up a narrow hilly road and neither of us uttered a word as if we were strangers who spoke different languages. See, sometimes when two different language people will meet, and they can't speak because the language barrier is there. So they can't speak. Like this, both father and son are not speaking at all. I did not know what was going on in his mind. From time to time, it crossed my mind that it was improper for me to let father carry the luggage. On the one side, he understood clearly that allowing father to carry his luggage is not proper. It is bad. He understood that very clearly. But being an educated person, his pride stops him to carry stops him from carrying his own luggage. I wanted to tell him that I would like to carry the trunk myself, but my guilt and shame did not allow me to do so. So he's feeling guilty. He thinks that being an educated person, to carry my own luggage is not proper. It's not right. So in that state of mind he is, and did not allow me to do so. This self-consciousness has probably to do with my education. Because of his education, he thought like that. The white collar job I had are quite simply my pride. Somehow I had the feeling that if I carried the luggage, my father and my people, in the fact, my father and my people, in fact, the whole world would laugh at me and I would be belittled. Actually, nobody will think that he is carrying a luggage, but he feels so. Because being an educated person, that too white collar job. Dear students, white collar job is kind of a job, official cadre, office cadre kind of a jobs, and highly skilled jobs where you will not involve much of physical labor into that. Opposite to white collar jobs, we have blue collar jobs. In the blue collar jobs, the physical labor involves more. So white collar jobs, skill involves more, and in the blue collar jobs, physical labor involves more. So our hero is a government officer, right? So he is doing a white collar job, and he thinks that being a government officer, carrying the luggage is not proper, and his education also makes it so. Makes him to think it so. Father had provided for my education, and I had been able to realize his dreams. We just understand the statements, the sentence. Father had provided for my education, and I had been able to realize his dreams. Actually, our hero thinks that he made his father's dreams come true. Normally, what our parents will expect from us? They expect us that we'll study properly and we lead a comfortable, problem-free life. But on the other hand, we think that we fulfill when we are living a comfortable and successful life. Some of us will think that it is their wish, their desire, we have fulfilled it. But in fact, they have discharged their responsibilities and we're not realizing our own responsibilities towards our parents. My parents were truly proud of me. It was through me. Remember, see the statement, students. My parents were truly proud of me. It was through me that they had earned a greater degree of admiration and respect from the villagers. My father would not like to see me carrying a trunk on my back and would be very hurt if I did so. So he thinks he brought respect and pride to his father by being educated and being a government officer. I concluded that it would be better to let him carry. So he decided let father may carry the luggage because his education stops it. Father was used carrying luggage anyway. He was stronger and more skilled than me in these matters. I had never got used to physical labor, having stayed in hostels right from my childhood. So our hero from the beginning has been studying in the hostels. So he never involved himself in physical work. So, but on the other hand, father was doing physical labor, physical work in the agricultural field. Sorry. So, in spite of my youth and strength, I was physically useless. I continued walking silently with father. We rested at two places on the way and had our tiffin, but we hardly talked. Then didn't spoke anything. They didn't spoke anything. Finally, we reached Dirang. The bus from Tawang had not yet reached. So, still there is some time for bus. They reached the bus station where the bus they'll catch the bus, but they're waiting for the bus. The bus from Tawang had not yet reached Dirang, and so we had some time in hand. We entered a tea shop and sat facing each other. Father appeared tired. I felt sorry for him but couldn't bring myself to say anything. I asked the waiter to get us 2 cups of tea. Just as I was going to take my first sip, so I was about to take first sip of the tea, and father asked. I heard father's voice. Do you have a pair of old shoes? So father is asking his own son, do you have an old pair of shoes? Why? I asked. The road is uneven. Why? I asked. The road is uneven and full of pebbles. It hurts while walking. Then, for the first time, the son looks at his father's legs. Sorry. I looked at my father's bare feet. I looked at father's bare feet, never having worn shoes. His feet had developed cracks and somehow resembled those of an elephant. See, father being a very hardworking man, and he couldn't afford shoes also, chappals also. So because he's walking barefoot on barefoot, his foot got cracks, and it appears like legs of an elephant, feet of an elephant. I noticed this for the first time. See, imagine, friends, son for the first time he had observed his father's legs condition, and in what way he'll be taking responsibilities. It's not that he's bad; he's responsible, but he failed to discharge those responsibilities in a proper manner. I noticed this for the first time. I hadn't noticed that the road was uneven. I didn't have to since I was wearing a pair of hunting boots. So a hero is wearing hunting boots. So he didn't know the condition of the roads because he has shoes on him, hunting shoes on boots on him. He don't know the difficulty of walking on uneven hilly terrain areas. I checked my wallet and I saw I still had around rupees 40 with me. A pair of canvas shoes would cost around rupees 12, and the remaining amount would be enough for me to get to Bondila. So to reach his destination, that amount is sufficient, and not only that, he can purchase another pair of canvas shoes. So in those days, canvas shoes were around just 12 rupees they used to purchase. The cost of living was low at that time. So they used to, nowadays the price will be around 300 to 400, like that it will be their shoes price. But in those days, just for rupees 12, he used to purchase canvas shoes. So he's offering his father. My father protested. Give me, so father, he says to purchase new shoes, but father says no. My father protested, give me an old pair. You don't have to spend money on new shoes. You don't have to spend money on new shoes. Imagine, students, how much our parents love us. How many times they'll sacrifice their small needs for our welfare, for our studies. So we all need to keep this in our mind. Always, we shouldn't never forget their sacrifices, because without parents, we are not at all living in this world. And it is their sacrifice, because of their sacrifice, we are living a comfortable life. But unfortunately, some of us are not able to realize their sacrifices and not giving respect to the parents. That shouldn't be our attitude. My father protested, give me an old pair. You don't have to spend money on new shoes. I couldn't convince him to buy a new pair. Reluctantly, I gave him the hunting boots I was wearing. I then took out my pair of leather shoes from the trunk. So he has another pair of shoes, leather shoes. So his hunting boots he gave to his father, and he took out leather shoes from the trunk and he put it on him. I noticed my father's face lighting up with contentment. Now, just for mere shoes, father is very happy. That too, used shoes. You can imagine the father's love and affection. In when compared with parents' love and affection, nothing matches to them. So we all need to respect our parents' well, friends. Then definitely their blessings will be with us, and they will all those blessings will help us to reach our goals. Suddenly, he looked at me and said, "Take care, write to us." So, with a contentment in his face, and he says, "Take care of your health." To his son, he's saying, "Take care of your health, take care of yourself, and keep writing to us." Father wanted to say something, but the bus started moving. So, father wanted to say something, but the bus started moving. I saw my father gradually receding into distance. Slowly, the father is receding backwards. Distance. I saw that the road we had come by looked like a giant motionless rope. So the longer we go to the distance, the road appears like a like a rope. Father would use the same road to go back home. Simultaneously, our journeys started in two opposite directions. So father is going to his village back, and son is going to the town where he is working. With me seated in luxurious seat of a bus and father walking back with the weary legs on the pebble-strewn road. The road is uneven, fully covered with pebbles, and walking with barefoot is difficulty, but the son gave his boots, so now he can walk with little comfort. Father can walk with little comfort. Now the message of this lesson is that the sacrifices what our parents are doing for us, and we need to keep always in our mind. And students, sometimes I know that some of the parents will not eat. They will eat only for a day, only once in a day, and they'll save money. And they will borrow money, and they will do extra work in the offices. And to get some more money, they will be doing extra work. The other jobs, small jobs, more than the main job, they will be taking other small jobs, part-time jobs, for our benefit. And we need to keep always that in our mind, because without their support, we are nothing. And we all need to respect our elders, be it our parents, our teachers, or any elderly person. Then then we will be able to achieve our success in our life. Because you may think that why we need to, sometimes you face disappointment, because whenever you put forward your wishes, then automatically you will get disappointed, and you will say to them, you will express the displeasure towards your parents. Yes, it's true, but you need to understand situations too. Then keep working on your studies. Automatically, the parents will be very happy. They'll understand, yes, my son or a daughter is working hard. They're discharging their responsibilities like studying regularly, properly. So automatically, they will strive more to give you. And what best gift can be given by the parents than education, students? Imagine, now you are able to study because of your parents, and this education transforms your life. By this time, some of the great achievers like Abraham Lincoln or Thomas Alva Edison, or great achievers. So all through education, they achieved great success in their lives. So keep working on your studies seriously and properly and regularly, because the days have changed. Unlike until last year, you people used to go to regularly to schools, and everyday classes used to take place. But now, because of the COVID-19 crisis, so mostly the schools are not functioning right now. But online classes, some areas online classes are going on. But whether classes will start very sooner or later, classes will start. But what you need to do from your side is that you need to focus on your studies every day. Keep some time apart for your studies and then focus on that. And not only that, your gray areas in some subjects you will be very much comfortable, and some subjects you need to focus more because they're missing difficult for you, so you need to focus on them, because 10th class being a crucial standard, crucial class, this is going to decide your which direction you're going to in your future career, in selection of your careers. So keep studying properly and seriously and enjoy your studies, friends. So wishing you great success in all your endeavors. This is Durga Gunta signing off.